Hello, good evening, how are we? Welcome to Just Trains TV. It's hard to believe it's been a month since our last one. This week we're going to do a little bit of Metropolitan line. We're going to do the Enhanced Met line and S-Stock announcements basically. On this we've got two scenarios planned. They're not overly long ones as such, but they're still nice little drives. We're going to do Harrow on the Hill through to Uxbridge now. And then we're going to do another run from Baker Street through to Watford. I know I said Watford Street then. I'm just like getting rid of things out of my pockets, which I should have done ages ago. There we go. Right, be a bit more comfy now sitting in my chair. Right, so yeah, so that's what we're going to do for the next sort of hour or so. And apparently I've got something beeping. Apologies if it's coming through on the stream. Something's a little bit loose on my PC. On the front. Oh, let's do it again. Yeah, so that is the plan. Good evening to Craig H, Round Knight, good evening, Derek and Railman50, Joseph Dawson, good evening, and Prof, good evening as well. For anyone who else is just watching in the background, whatever you're doing, good evening also. Right, so we're in S8 as well tonight. So, if I've done this right, it's been a long time since I've had a play with this, so I had to re-familiarise myself on how to get all the announcements working earlier. I think I'm alright again now. I had to jog my memory a little bit. So we're duty 936. We've put the key in. We've got the tripcock on into forward basically there. Duty number is on the Met EP scenarios. All the details are in the briefing. So your duty number is the top line. Handheld radio, which is the second here. So that's 44123. You then want your train number, which is 442, and then we're going to confirm that. And we're looking for destination number 50. Now you can scroll down if you really want to do so. It's there, but you still got to type it anyway. It's there for you, really, to be fair. So you don't have to scroll down because you can't click the code as such. So once you confirm, ignore the old gate. It'll sort itself out when we set off. It's just unfortunately the way the TS is set up. It'll pick up the last station up the line, but when we leave this station, it'll pick itself up where we get moving.
This is Harrow on the Hill.
Andrew, good evening. How are you? Right.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Uxbridge. The next station is West Harrow.
Stations West Harrow, Uxbridge, all stations. So all stations means West Harrow, Rayners Lane, Eastcote, Rislip Manor. Lots of track joints. Rislip, Ickenham, Hillingdon and Uxbridge. Right, onwards, let's move. I can't remember the last time I actually drove the route, to be fair. It's been a while, so it's nice to come back and have a little play. Mainly we haven't got anything new to show just at the moment. There will be some new stuff coming up down the line, pardon the pun, but this week's, or this month's stream, we haven't got anything at that sort of stage where we want to show anything just at the minute on anything, but when some of the TS Classic bits and pieces get nearer to that stage, we will certainly show you what's what on anything that may be happening. Now, also on top of tonight's stream and for the next week, if you haven't got the Met line, you're in luck. If you're in the market for picking it up, there is an offer. The actual Met itself, the base route, not the enhanced part, is available at a reduced price of the grand total being $22.99. It's usually $29.99, so there's a nice little discount on there. And again, that is available for the next week. So literally head to the actual Met page. It'll pop up on Twitch as well if you are watching on Twitch. So if you fancy it, head over to that link and it'll show you the reduced price. Scott's been very kind and put a week on that. Good evening, Mike Hopton. Thank you very much for the like over on Facebook. Hope you're doing well. Right, so we're just approaching West Harrow. So if I can get this right.
The next station is West Harrow.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
See if I can get this lined up without even having to go to the other side of the cab. See if I can show me skill. He says. I reckon there. Yay! He's done it!
Find the gap between the train and the platform.
Never left me. Still got it. I'll probably make a mess of it moving forward.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Uxbridge. The next station is Rayners Lane.
Rayners Lane. So yeah, the enhanced part. So basically, to get the announcements, you need to have the enhanced pack on top of the base route. That'll bring in a more refined version of the route. So you'll get like loads of route tweaks, re-scenery the route, loads of bits and pieces, a nice new set of scenarios. I think there was 14 scenarios, if I remember correctly, which cover the S8 and the S7+1. So depending on whichever train you have, you'll get to play either of them sets. Come on. There we go. Good evening, Nigel. How are we doing, mate? Always very well, thank you. Very well. So you get loads of stuff. Loads of stuff. So what you see on the stream is the enhanced. If you get the Met itself, it'll look... It's obviously the same route as all that, same track route and stuff like that. It's just visually it'll look a bit different with all the foliage and all the track and other bits and pieces. The enhanced would give it a nice new refreshment look. But yeah, you get the lovely announcements put on there as well. Right, so we are not far from Rayners Lane. We're gonna, I think it's the Piccadilly line comes in on the left as well. So we'll join on with that. Should just come off this junction here, and the station is just ahead. We drop down to 30 here.
The next station is Rayners Lane. Change for the Piccadilly line.
I think it'd be rather cool myself, personally. It'd be quite a fun one to build. I've lost it, see, I've not the screen's working this time. I did say it would probably go belly up.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Uxbridge. The next station is
Wasn't far off, I don't think.
Eastcote.
No, I was actually quite... I was miles off, my lord. Poor attempt, that. The lovely Bombardier S-Stock. S8. It is a skill issue. It is. It would be a fair bit of work if it was an TSW, I think, yeah. I mean, not impossible. Definitely not impossible. How are we doing, Gary? Good evening. And Fodsham Junction also. Also, Lewis Hobson's just joined. Good evening. Nigel, yeah, we are on YouTube also. YouTube and Facebook on top of Twitch. Yeah, definitely. I agree, Lewis. It wasn't near to the next station. Cheers for the small dig there. Glad to hear you're doing well, Gary. Glad to hear you're doing well. Right, we're not too far from East Coast, which is our next station. Now we have got approach controls for the next few stations moving forward. So we need to be doing the right appropriate speed to make these change, which is 9.9 for these ones. 10 mile an hour really, but in the way TS works, you have to do 9.9 to make it activate. Just unfortunately, it's the way it is.
The next station is East Coast.
Now, if you're wondering where the actual point of getting the signals to activate is, I will show you a little sneaky little secret. And I don't normally do this, but I thought I might just tell you. So, yeah, this will help you, Joseph, so I'll tell you what you need to look out for. So, for any approach control or draw up signal on the route throughout, you need to look for, now you'll know where the signals are, but you need to look nearby the signal for one of these.
This is an all station.
If you see one of these at this sort of distance away from the signal, that is where the approach control marker is linked to. There's a thing under the track, but that indicates where the actual thing is. We were meant to just hide them under the track and get out of sight altogether, but the problem being is I'd have forgotten where they were in terms of development, so I've put these here just to help me in case I ever go fix anything. So under the ground there is actually the asset for it, but those are its replacement. But yeah, if you find one of them near a signal, most likely that is where the approach control is going to be. So you need to be at the right speed for that signal by that little box, if that's any use to you. Climb up to Rislip Manor. So this is about 27-minute scenario. Obviously starting at Harrow Hill here, taking the branch all the way through to Uxbridge down here.
The next station is Rislip Manor.
Make sure we get this right. Down to there. So again, the box is just before the signal. Stephen Andrew O'Brien, good evening. Thank you very much for the like over on Facebook and cheers for joining. Hope you're doing well.
This is Rislip Manor.
Just a bit beyond there, unfortunately.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Uxbridge. The next station is Rislip.
The next station is Rislip. XEO, good evening. I'm very well. How are you? Nigel, cheers for the like over on Facebook. Hope you're all sorted there now. Hopefully it'll work for you. Ryan Wallace also, thank you very much for the like over on Facebook and good evening. No worries at all. Yeah, I do a once a month stream, part of me job. So I do we show stuff off each month on here. We do something different, try and vary it up with our different products. And also you get some cool offers as well, like in line. So like say this week there's for the next week there is an offer for the Met line, so you can pick up the Met line for $22.99. Sorry, not $29.99. That's the original price.
This is right link.
Rexy Plays, good evening. So where can you get the enhancement pack? So it's off our website.
Metropolitan line
So
train to
I'll get the link in for you
the
now.
next station is Ickenham.
Metropolitan, and it's that link there. So this link I'm popping in the chat now is for the enhancement pack itself. You do need to have the original Met line as well, however, so just ensure you do have that on top, and then you can get the enhancement pack on top of that, and then all will work well. Let Flare, I can never say it. Let Flare, I hope I've said that right. Is there a possibility of any A stock in the future? No plans at the moment, but never say never. I personally would love to see A stock. I think it'd do quite nicely. But yeah, there's no plans or anything at the moment on that. The EP does work with the Steam version, yes. It didn't at first when we first released it, but it does now. There had to be an update that went out on the Steam version, but that went out a bit after, so yeah, it does work. It'll just install it, it'll find it, it'll know if you've got it, and it'll install it. Right, storming towards Ickenham next. Rise up depots are in the background there as well. Not really anything included in terms of scenario wise, but they are usable. You can fully take your stock in there and drive about if you wish to. You was down this neck of the woods over the week. Oh, nice, cool. Never came down here when we did research. It was all the research for this was done before I started working for JT. The only bit of research in terms of cab ride I got were down in the tunnel. We did a cab ride from Harrow on the Hill to Aldgate and back. That was really cool. Really cool. Never done out like that before.
The next station is Ickenham.
You did the central line out into down to Epping. Yeah, that's where the steam railway goes on the opposite side, isn't it?
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Uxbridge. The next station is Hillingdon.
I can imagine, especially with like the central trains, because they're obviously not as like tall as these are. They're the smaller trains in terms of height wise. I can imagine they do feel like they're a little bit lost in the countryside. I always find it like mad when you drive this thing down to Chesham. You'd think like down Chesham you'd get like a little DMU up and down there, but not an 8-car S stock. You can watch the Epping rail cam. They've got a camera overlooking that station. You can sometimes I do sometimes pop that on. See tube trains going by. It's cool, especially at night time. You're like flashing on point work and stuff. Arcing. Right, so we're at Hillingdon, and then we are going through into Uxbridge. Rexy Play, so if you buy something off our website, it comes with its own installer. So literally all you do is download it. Depending on the size of the installer, you might have to extract it into another place. Then you just run the installer, and it'll install it into the right place for you.
The next station is Hillingdon.
Andrew Gray, thank you very much for the like over on Facebook. Not a problem at all. If there's any issues, just let us know, Rexy. We'll happy to help. Say if we end up not being online and you struggle, just drop the support team a message over on Facebook, and they'll get back to you as soon as possible. Always happy to help.
This is Hillingdon.
If I'm here and you need any help, just let us know. I'll do my best to give you a hand. I'll point you in the right direction.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Uxbridge. The next
WML Live,
station
good
is
evening. How are you doing? Thank you
Uxbridge.
for the like as well on Facebook. This one station got heavily reworked for the enhancement pack. Pretty much a lot of it was rebuilt for this. May I suggest the Port Authority Trans Hudson Path is a subway service between New York and New Jersey with 13 stations, about 40 miles long. I mean, unfortunately, it's not so easy for us to do stuff like that because of mainly the case of getting research with it being overseas. We usually tend to keep to the UK side of things. I mean, we're always open to like the suggestion side of things, but chances of us doing stuff like overseas is not as likely, unfortunately. I'm sorry if that's not the answer you'd like to have heard, but we'll keep it on on the record, and you never know, maybe one day if we ever did anything like that. But UK is just a lot easier for us to delve into. We've been on our doorstep. We can get anywhere, of course. We've been in the same country to get the research. Good evening, Reef. How are you? James Chick, thank you for the like on Facebook. Good evening. We are now going to take our last little bit into Uxbridge on this run, and then we'll go through to our other scenario for the evening, which is, again, it's Baker Street to Watford working. Excellent, good to hear, mate. There's an approach control just knocking around up beyond this bridge. It's by the signal box, which treks us in to the station. Platform 3 is what we're booked for. Again, I can't really answer on that, unfortunately. Again, it probably won't be likely, unfortunately. Unless there was a team put together, but again, I couldn't really answer on that, unfortunately. It's not my place to say. I'm not the one that dishes out the money and funds. How many stations are on the route? I think off the top of my head, is it 38 or 37? I will double check. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. The stations are all listed. Oh, it's 34. I was close. 34 stations. All of them are featured. All of them are modelled.
The next station is Uxbridge.
Obviously, again, in terms of like the division stuff, I know DTG do that sort of thing. They've got obviously teams that work on UK and obviously American content, German content. We're a smaller team, unfortunately. And obviously, to build another division, to specify on that, you'd need obviously people to build the route, to make the models and make trains and stuff. It's not a cheap venture, unfortunately. I don't think that would be a thing really for Just Trains. And also, our knowledge for us, like in-house, is primarily on the UK side of things. I have no knowledge at all really in the USA front, or German, or anything like that, sadly. I'm going to go with the right-hand side, I think, here.
Uxbridge. When this train terminates, please take your belongings with you when you leave the train. All change.
No, nothing new or anything on this reef. It's just literally we're just doing the Met EPS stock announcements this evening. So it's the pack that came out last year. So we just thought we'd revisit this one. It's been a while since I last did this, to be fair. And whilst we're waiting for new stuff to come to the stage where we can start showing it, this month turned out we'll just go back on a bit of some existing stuff. I pressed T. I've just literally pressed the door and not pressed the task. Hopefully we'll be able to have some new stuff up for you soon enough. What's that, Gary? Alright, okay. Oh, there we go. I apparently didn't finish that successfully. I'm a poor driver, apparently. Right, that is that one. And we're going to do the same duty, but we're going to do... That was part 4, we're going to do part 6. Yeah, definitely a skill issue. So we're going to go with part 6 for the other scenario. J. Luke, good evening. When will there be news on the TSW route? Soon, hopefully. Hopefully soon. There is some talks due to be had with our marketing team and Dovetail to see if and when we can put some news out. We would very much like to have some news out for you, as it's been quite a while. Things are happening. It might look like there's nothing happening, but there is definitely things happening. I'd love to tell you. I would love to tell you, but unfortunately it's not my place to do that without being told I can. But yeah, hopefully soon we'll be able to share some stuff with you. With the Tea Time Rush just out of the and over... Start again. With the Tea Time Rush just about over, you'll now run your final train in service of this duty. You're going to be doing the 1933 and 30 seconds past service to Watford, calling all stations along the way. Please open your doors and set up your cab, and you'll find your important information in the F1 briefing. Okie dokie. Right, so again, pop the key on. Trip cock. So it's duty 936. I'll go handheld 44123. Destination. Sorry, train number is 442 again, and our code for this one is 53.
Find the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Baker Street. This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Finchley Road.
Finchley Road. onwards. Right, so we've got calling points on this one. Fincham Road, Wembley Park, Preston Road, Northwick Park, Harrow on the Hill, North Harrow, Pinner, Northwood, Northwood Hills, Moor Park, Croxley and Watford. Oh, indeed. No, I agree. I'm looking forward to that, just on the side note, even though it obviously nothing to do with JT, but I'm looking forward to that. Moving on. Well, again, we love that AP supports our routes with bits and pieces that he does, especially like upcoming stuff. It's nice as well. I know he's been sharing some of the updates using the Hope Valley route, like in terms of the weather, and that was good. I've got to behave myself. I love this scenario. The lighting on it with the sunset. We've gone past the site where Lord's Station once stood many years ago. I think then it's Marlborough Road, Swiss Cottage, old stations, and then we go those out the way. We're going to Finchley Road. The green screen's a little bit fuzzy, isn't it? We're like a sightseeing tour, is what we are. I'd like to give you a bit of information along the way, a little bit of what was here. Hey Josh, no, not a problem, mate. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. So that was Marlborough Road. Somewhere here, there is there. I think it's a substation these days. I think it was a restaurant as well at one point. It featured on the Secrets of the London Underground programme a bit back on UK TV or History, or what you call it, UK Yesterday or whatever. And they actually came here and actually come down here. It was quite interesting to see it. Very good programme as well, if you've not ever watched it. If you're into all your history on the underground. So don't forget, even though you're on the tube train, you can actually speed up once you go past the speed change board. You don't have to wait for the rear of the train to pass it to take power. It will tell you off in TS, unfortunately, but you can do as it says. Again, this is where Swiss Cottage Station once was. Sort of C bits. Sort of where the old platforms once were. Oh, very nice, Josh. We're hoping to go to London in the summertime, well, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Apparently there's a red signal around the corner here. Yep, there is. So a yellow and a green tells you the next one will be red. There we go.
Road. Change for the Jubilee line.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
You've got to be on your wits with these. Sometimes you'll be quite close with another train. I want to do the cross Elizabeth line. I do want to do that. And we're meant to be going down as a JT meetup, JT Just Flight meetup for our Christmas party. A bit late for Christmas, but that's the plan, is to go to London at some point, and I may well try and squeeze it in whilst we're down there before I come home, or even just do some of it at least.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Finchley Road.
Problem for me, I'm that far away from London. I can't just pop down there for a quick blast.
This is an all-station Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Wembley Park.
I remember going to Bank years ago. I used it for the DLR. I think the DLR goes there. That was in like 2017 when I last went. It was a long time ago. London itself's just carnage. Everything is just too quick, but I don't mind going there. It's just, I couldn't live there. It's too fast. There's only so many bits and pieces in the TS seat. Oh, did you really? How, did you do that with like uni? Was it, Josh? Cool. Yeah, I don't mind popping there. I just couldn't live there, unfortunately. Too much. Wembley. Ah, it's booked to be. It's always booked to be rammed late, cancelled, or something. There's always something, annoyingly. Always something annoying. Dollis Hill. That was actually remade for the originally. It was just a platform and platform loft of a generic building, I think, which came from Chiltern. But Benedict went back and actually fully rebuilt this one. I know we don't serve it or anything like that, but we felt like it needed to have a custom thing. I think it was the only one that didn't have a custom asset. So yeah, he ploughed on with that one. A cool little kit bashed entrances. Just made out of texture blocks. So basically how the station would work is you would go in the entrance and it would drop down. So that would be going under the ground. It goes under the line and then it would come up under and then up the stairway here. And then again you would have the same one over on this side. Well, it's not so much replicate on this side, but that is how it generally works. Developed a hatred towards London Euston. I've never been there once. Did a bit of footing on the station. Actually, to be fair, that was the last time I was in London. At this point where the Chiltern main line veers to the left, which heads off in that direction towards Wembley and beyond. We've got Neasden Depot. Again, this had a fair bit of work done to it for the enhancement part with like these all. Even though I think I'm not sure if they're cleaning lines or fuel lines, but there were some canopies here with sort of like fueling stuff, so they must have done some form of fuel in here. So those were added in. And then the other addition was the interior of the depot was opened up. The model itself always had an interior, but I don't know why it was ever shut off. So Benedict went through it and managed to get the doors open. Like we just open certain doors so you can drive in and through it. I mean, realistically, it would be towed in by something, but you can use it. Obviously the iconic sat of Wembley's arch there. It does light up as well at night time. It's got some funky colours on it. So if you ever do a night time scenario, you will see that. I think it lights up like blue and green or something like that. The fly under comes in from the depot, so if anything's coming off the depot, they will come through that lower line and join up in this middle here. Come out there, start service in the morning or go back in at night.
The next station is Wembley Park. Change for the Jubilee line. Exit for Wembley Stadium and Wembley Arena.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Oh, very nice. What are you doing on that? What's that entail?
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Wembley Park.
This is Wembley Park. Change from the stadium to Jubilee.
This is an all-station.
This is as far this way on Metline I've ever got. We stayed in this hotel Actually, when we last came to London, we stayed in this. So it was literally like a stone's throw away from the station. Couldn't really see the trains going past like, but you could hear them. So Leicester, Lincoln, Newark, Northgate. Oh, right, cool. Oh, God, that's a long run. Bloody hell. That's crazy. Good evening, Aaron. How are you doing? Also had to go on the high-speed train from Stratford to Pancras. Not that you can see anything. I mean, it's more for the experience, and even if you don't see much, at least it's the experience of being on the high-speed stuff for a short period of time. Oh, was you really? Excellent. Oh, I bet. I'd love to go there. Experience it one day. Many things on my list. Alright, okay. That's cool. Something different.
The next station is Preston Road.
Preston Road.
This is
I got my cameras working.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Northwick Park.
Northwick Park. Oh, very nice. How is the Buxton branch doing? It's doing well. Apparently, I think there's going to be a in development blog coming up this week, so keep your eye out. It'll either be this week or next week, but the details have all been sent over, so it'll be imminent. So there'll be some new progress to see. But no, yeah, progression is very good. So after this station, we'll be back at Harrow Hill where we first started.
Find the gap between the train and the platform.
And then we'll obviously go the other way. This is the second scenario.
Northwick Park.
This is the longer one of the two.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Harrow on the Hill.
Also, West Coast Main Line up here. Just a small section. I'm not sure if it does. Just a small section of West Coast Main Line there. No problem, mate. The first one was a Harrow on the Hill through to Uxbridge. A short drive, but a nice little one, just to get things moving. So for those that have just joined us recently, if you haven't got the Met line and you're in the market for maybe wanting to purchase it, there's an offer. It is currently available for $22.99 for the next week. The Met Enhancement pack, which is what you see on the stream, is the other pack available. To run the EP, you do need to have the base route. This is one of the ones that came with the enhancement pack, scenario-wise.
The next station is Harrow on the Hill. Change for Metropolitan line services to Uxbridge and National Rail services.
Yeah, it's a nice sunset for this scenario. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do this one tonight.
This is Harrow on the Hill.
Right, bear with me 2 seconds, I'm just going to grab a quick drink and then we'll continue onwards.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is North Harrow.
I'm back. Causing the delays. Hello Jack, good evening. Yeah, alright. Hello again, you have arrived. Welcome. Just in time to pick up the train. You're leaving us, Reef? You're vacating? Oh, prof. You let us down. Not a problem. Not a problem. Problem. All the best, Reef. What are you playing on Trains and Will this evening, Croft? Car from Providence to Boston. Nice. Around sunrise, and we're around sunset. So, stations left is North Harrow, Pinner, Northwood Hills, Moor Park, then we're going to veer off to the right and head towards Croxley and then onward to Watford. What we've got mileage wise, so that's 8 miles on the journey left. Yes, 17. Good God. I meant to be stopping here. I'm reading your message. Totally forgot about my station. Right, I think we'll be fine. I'm on full brakes. If I can get this in the right place on full brakes, that's pretty good going. That'll do. Maybe a little bit short, actually. I was too busy reading. Oh, we're more or less in plan. The doors are all covered. It's fine. It's fine.
All stations Metropolitan line train to
Brembo
Watford.
brakes.
The next station is Pinner.
Passengers have to pick themselves up off the floor, but it's all fine. It's all good. Oh, they're all picking themselves up. It's like the next station is brakes forward. That was poor. That was poor performance on my half there. Sorry, team. We'll do better now, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm not going to read. I'm not reading it until I stop at the station.
station is Pinner.
Pinner.
This is Pinner.
So no distractions were had.
This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Northwood Hills.
I've travelled a bit of the Bakerloo line. I think I did from Marylebone. So I think, am I right? On the Jubilee line, you can jump off at Marylebone, and then I swapped it over from that onto the Bakerloo and went up to Queen's Park to pick up the overground. Baker Street, is it? Baker Street. Yeah, so yeah, Baker Street, you change there for Marylebone, don't you, I think? Something like that. It's all good fun. Northwood Hills. I did a bit of a bash. Last time I was in London, we did a bit of a bash for the day, all over the place. Did tube and overground. Bit decent day out. Oh, that's unlike you. You haven't opened up a forum or such, have you? Bobby 20, 22 and a 1 there. Good evening. Thank you very much for the follow. You approach the station with full brakes and not straight at the same time. What's yeah, well. That is very true. Actually, you do have a valid point there. I will allow it. Yeah, they do, don't they, Gary? They go through to Aylesbury. Yeah, we actually do have one of them scenarios covering some of that on the Chiltern Mainline Aylesbury extension. So it actually starts at Marylebone, goes through to Aylesbury. We actually made that scenario for the stream and then we released it.
This is Northwood Hills. This is an all-stations Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Northwood.
Oh, how long has it been closed for, Derek? It's always nice seeing new stations, well, old stations come back. Or just stations in general open. Good evening, Bobby. You've missed one scenario from Harrow on the Hill through to Uxbridge. We're now partway through our last scenario, which is a Baker Street down to Watford. I just love the tube in general. I think it's very good. Very interesting as well. very noisy in the tunnels on the Jubilee. I do like the Jubilee stock though, especially like the motors and stuff. Fantastic. It's been closed since 1979. Wow. So 53, 54 years. Hang on. No. 24. No, it's not. It's 40. 44 years, isn't it? Sorry, not 50. Tom can't count. Bobby, yeah, if you have a problem, drop me a support. You can drop me a message on the. Hang on, wrong button. The best bit is to do a support ticket on the actual website for support. It's easier for the support team to do it rather than me do it through Twitch. Things will come back to me and the team properly. If you go through to like the Just Trains website and go through there to the support bit at the bottom, it'll take you there. Unless it's something I can help you on here. If you want to fire a question away on the chat, it might be something I can help you with. Am I willing to disclose any of these S-Stock developments that was posted 3 weeks ago? Oh, there was some testing going on, weren't there? There was a testing thingy gone up. I just have to watch this space, Prof. I have to watch this space. Can't go spoiling all the surprises, can I? All the good time, my friend. We've got one of them workings with the S-Stock drags on the Barra Hill extension from Midland Main Line. So it actually does a little bit of a run up there with a drive. Who knows, Aaron? Who knows? What's it about, Bobby? If you're able to type it in here, I might be able to help. Fun and surprises. I'll stop on this part and I'm going to turn off. Also, it's just changing the actual radio code. There you go, Rickmansworth.
The next station is
oh! Hands up, what's hands up?
to Amersham and Chesham.
What's foot do? I just raised my hand.
Metropolitan line train to Watford.
I don't know.
The next station is Croxley.
We'll do both. It's about the S8 and S7+1 rollback being unable to restart. So it's being unable to move unless you restart. So if you have a rollback, you get an error. So you'll get a warning that'll pop up on here saying you've done a rollback. You have to basically acknowledge the thing that's popped up by pressing that. and then you have to put yourself into into center on the controller. Press Shift and E to knock it into back off the dead man, and then you have to go into this side, pop it into restricted manual forward, so one further up, and then when you've done that, you have to then go and press is it that one? I think traction trip, is it? I can't remember. That one. Trip I can't speak. Trip cock reset. So that one here. So you press that, and then what it'll do on the oh, I've reset it. I've done it myself. I've got 3 minutes down here. Basically, and then you'll have this. That'll stay on for 3 minutes. You have to drive at 10. Oh bloody hell! I made it right. Oh, doors. Yeah, that'll stay on then for 3 minutes basically, and then when that goes, you can pop it back into normal drive mode, back in trip cock, and it'll drive back at normal speed. Sorry, I pulled it on myself. Never mind. Oh my god. Oh. Oh well. There's no better way of doing it than actually demonstrating it, is there? Hopefully that'll help you out, Bobby. Help you get moving again. It's alright. It demonstrates things at least. I didn't realise that pressing that button would put the actual thing on. No, you're welcome, not a problem. See how you get on with that. And if you continue to have problems, just maybe drop another line, just drop another support ticket. Maybe it's got lost. But usually they do get back, so I don't understand where or how it's been lost, to be fair. I did go to get a beer. You're right. I'm on Tropical. So when the longest 3 minutes in the world have ended, it'll go. It should go after 3 minutes. I've never had it not go. On that icon. Maybe it just feels longer than 3 minutes. I don't know, but it should go. Hopefully, he says. It just feels like you're waiting forever for it to disappear. If there's a route I'd like to see for TSW, what would it be? I would love to see something in the Highlands or something like that, a Scottish route. I think the scenery looks superb. Also, I'd like to see the Calder Valley. Yeah, it's gone off for me. There we go. Proper like to see Barnsley. Just the station. You could have a diorama, you could just have the station, some tracking scenery in a portal at either side of the station, you just sit at the station and watch trains. Tom, definitely not. So we leave the line. So the line on the left hand side will continue through to Amersham and also to Cheshire. We take this line to the right now. One of the things I do, what I do, is go down this end of the route of a ride. Oh, that's a shame, Prof. That sounds like a you issue. I suppose not hearing much noise in there does get a bit boring after a bit. Chesham's Aces, though, it's twisty turny. Elevated curves and all that's fantastic. Found some GT PRI assets. Tried putting them on my route, they didn't work. Did you send us a support ticket regarding them, by the way, Bobby? So I did respond back something towards that today. One of the support team got back to me on something like that. I wonder if that's you or not.
This is an all-station Metropolitan line train to Watford. The next station is Watford.
Yeah, it's covered by just the whole branch is one train only, isn't it? We used to have a shuttle that ran up and down the Cheshire branch. It was a 4-car A-stop train. Well, I send a reply to the support team, so the support team would then have to relay it back through to you. So they probably will get back to it at some point. Basically, with the PRIs though, it's a repeater as such, so you place it, but then you put the link for it, not next to the actual PRI signal like you would with a normal signal. You put the link further up the track in front of the signal you're wanting to replicate, basically. I'm more than happy to quickly show it you at the end of this scenario. I'll quickly load up the Midland Main Line and just show you how they're set up, if it might help. I mean, I didn't place them, so I don't have full knowledge of them myself. Unfortunately, but I'm more than happy to quickly open up the Midland Main Line quickly at the end and just show you how it's set up. Approach control somewhere just coming around here now. This just here. Or here. Somewhere around here. Not in this. You can't do any editing in a scenario for them. You do it in the route editor. No, you can't edit signals in scenario editor.
The next station is Watford, where this train terminates. Please take your belongings with you when you leave the train. All change.
this is Watford. Yeah, I'll show you in a second, Bobby. Just give me a second. I'll load it up quickly.
This is Watford, where this train terminates. Please take your belongings with you when you leave the train. All change.
There we go. All the fun of the Met. Don't forget you can pick it up. It's all available, and also the Met line itself is available at $22.99 for the next week. Back up full price again next week. So that is that. I'll just quickly load Midland Mail and I'll quickly show you this. Again, I'm not fully certain on it, all of the PRIs, but looking at what's how it's been set up, it looks fairly simple. Normally, you'd put like if it was a repeater as normal, you'd put the link next to the signal, but again, this one is a little bit different. It is a long train. The Feather River Canyon. Right. Somewhere around here. Oh, there's the first one, I think. So you see, normally you'd put a signal and the first link would be next to it, but these ones, the link is miles ahead, so you would need to fly all the way to here. So that is replicating what that signal is saying. You don't have to put anything in the boxes or anything, but again, you look at this one. There's another link, which is miles ahead up there. And that is linking there. That would make sense. But yeah, you don't type anything in the boxes apart from the actual identification. There's no numbers or anything to put in the boxes. But yeah, that is pretty much how they operate. And obviously, until that signal is activated, they won't show anything. So that signal won't show anything unless the signal is activated. So that's red at the minute. It won't show an arrow until it's actually gone. Yeah, so you put that link just before the signal that you're wanting it to go to. So it'll be the next signal down the line. You just need to put it ahead just before it, and it should hopefully work. That is my understanding on it. On that, I hope that helps. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. A massive thanks once again. I hope you've enjoyed and enjoyed what you've seen. Don't forget the route is available on offer till next week. Obviously, then onwards. We'll see you again in a month's time on here. Hopefully, we might be able to do something new, depending on where things are in development. We'll see on that. But for now, all the best. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.